The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
Tonight, on a very special 420 episode of TorTR, we bring Aries and Raven Shadow to Mr. Horton's bike shop. What happens? Only the
following
police and their
podcast contains
proctologists
naughty
know
language
for
and
sure.
ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
Sorry.
Tonight, Wolfie fucks up my intro. 420 episode of TorTR. We bring Aries and Raven Shadow to Mr. Horton's bike shop. What happens? Only
The
the
following
police and their
podcast contains
proctologists
naughty
know
language
for
and
sure.
ridiculous
We're in a
situations.
loop. We're in a time
Listener
loop.
discretion is advised.
Sorry.
Tonight, you know what? Fuck the hell with it. Welcome to Trick or Treat Radio. God damn you. Professional my ass.
Welcome all you little zombies. You are listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 420 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio. What is Trick or Treat Radio? You know what? I forget. It's the world's most dangerous podcast. That's what it is. And it's recorded in front of an undead studio audience here at Castle Wolfenstein, also at the Lair of Lost Swag within the Raven Chateau, Casa de Zero, and the Lair of the Gods. Soon to be a fifth location. We'll get to that in just a moment. We discuss at least one film a week. We argue, we make fun of each other, and apparently we have technical difficulties in the intro. You see,
I had a great intro, you ass.
yeah, it was great.
And you blew it. You
It
fucking
It
blew it.
was so good, it looped over and over and over.
Yeah, I just wanted to keep playing. Oh shit.
Oh boy.
Did
Did you spill too? What's going on?
No.
Shh, be
No,
quiet,
what
be
happened-
quiet,
no,
don't
what
yell.
happened was- what happened, shut up. No, what happened was I was sitting and the remote to my chair just started flipping my chair up, and right in front of me is my camera, is my phone. So it was just gonna knock it right off.
You have a nanny launcher chair? You need help getting out of the chair?
No, it's an automatic chair which the feet raise up. Not the kind where the whole chair raises up.
Are you broadcasting from a lark? What the fuck is that?
Unfuckable.
I don't know anybody who owns a lark.
All right. Well, we also have someone else joining us, and I'm going to allow Raven Shadow the honor of introducing our special guest on episode 420. He's limbering up. Come on, you're really limbering up to do a fucking intro?
You
Wait,
didn't fucking know.
Raven
I feel
Shadow,
like
this is a lot. This is a lot of a lot of pressure, because you are the king of intros, as people know. You have the longest intro in podcasting history.
That's fair. I'm not sure what the current stats are, but I feel it's pretty high, right?
It's got to be.
Right?
Yeah.
Where's my
So
award?
so you have the unenviable task of giving an intro, and it has to be as good as yours.
No shit. Well,
So it doesn't loop.
I know what it'll be better than. I'll tell you that much. But allow me to introduce my Canadian cannabis connection. He is the mastermind, the musical genius behind No Man. All right. He has been entertaining folks with a live show every Saturday night for free. Fucking 3 to 4 hours of mayhem, aka Death Toke, aka the Undertoker. He is my brother from another mother, and if I swing that way, probably my lover. He is our good buddy, Rocky.
I don't know if I can or want to live up to that at all.
The Undertoker, really?
I love that. He sent that to me earlier today, and I loved it.
All right, Raven Shadow. We hadn't talked about doing this intro prior to about like 5 minutes ago. So I gotta say I'm impressed. I don't know if you worked on that all day or if you just off the cuff, but
Well, what do you think? What do you think? Of course he did.
Well, I am freaking honored because that was pretty spectacular. How truthful some of it is versus some of the fictional. But I feel honored, man. Thank you. And like I said, he threw the Undertoker out at me in a private message earlier. I was like, oh shit, what's going on?
Marion was like, "Oh, did you talk to Rocky?" I'm like, "Yeah, for a couple hours." Like, what'd you guys talk about? Well, we spent probably about half an hour just taking superhero names and rhyme with like pot. You know?
Yeah.
Captain Bongarang, all kinds of stuff.
Captain Bongarang.
Oh, we had some doozies in there, man. Raven Shadow laid out some good ones. I laid up some good ones. I don't remember what they all were now, though. Because it's 4:20, and I don't remember much of shit since I woke up.
My favorite was Spliff Flare. That was pretty good.
Which one?
Spliff Flare.
That's smoking with flair.
Ganja with flair.
That's primo ganja with flair.
That's token with flair.
Right. Oh, well, thanks for having me on to be silly for a few minutes on your 420th episode. I figured when Raven Shadow asked on the air the other day, and then he asked me in a message, I was like, you know what? If Johnny doesn't want to kick me in the balls after Wednesday, sure.
Yeah, almost. You were actually well behaved last night.
Don't let that get out. But it's good to see MZ back in. I did catch most of the show last week, but saw that MZ was MIA. And Aries, I had you way too big in my grill at the beginning of this thing. You're a sexy beast. You know that, right?
Beast is accurate, and I don't know about the sexy part.
Well, relative terms. For a beast, you're damn sexy. How's that?
Well, I'll accept that.
And Raven Shadow, my man, if I could embrace you right now, I would, dude. You and Marion have been freaking just awesome through this whole craziness that we've all been going through here lately. And I just want to say much love to both you and Marion.
I love you so much, buddy. I would Marion says hi, and I would hug you, and I would I would put the leg up in the back. That's what we're gonna.
You said Marion's high? Yeah.
Probably. She said hi.
Oh, that too, yes.
Yeah. I got
Hi.
You got me because Raven Shadow, I literally was just going to say, and coming to us from the High Council, it is Rocky. So glad we went ahead and made that transfer there. I handed you the baton, you ran with it.
No shit, right? That was awesome.
So yes, we are live. I know. Raven Shadow has a on again, off again relationship with 420. It's on now, right?
It's true. Yeah, there was a little break. Break there. My God. Yeah,
so we're not, we're not really like big into pot culture on this show normally. But, we're only going to do episode 420 once, right? So who else would we fucking invite but Green Sativa from the Force Insensitive podcast?
And I got to thinking about something, and just to put this out there to you guys, I was like, what could I contribute to tonight's show? And I was like, well, we all dig film, man. So I'm just curious if any of you have been high on anything, even if it's all up on some scotch or whatever you got going on. What's your favorite flick to watch inebriated in any way, shape, or form?
Raven Shadow, you got to have one on deck.
Yeah, I mean that was a lot of my flick viewing from Blockbuster back in the late '90s was different Buddy Bob, and we would just get movies and get fucking blazed up. I remember I may have partaken, really getting fired up watching fucking What's in the Box, fucking Fuck that
7.
movie.
7?
7. But there was a really weird movie called Liquid Sky. I remember we rented that fucking.
The original or the remake?
Yeah.
I mean, it had to be the original, right?
Was Tom Cruise in it?
Oh no, not Vanilla Sky.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Liquid Sky. If you were in the like Boston area and listened to AAF back in the day, there used to be a sample. They'd be like, this is the fucking sample. It was like, swallow it. They'd play during the interstitials. But that's where that clip came from. It was a very weird sci-fi. Fucking. And actually, you know what?
Yeah,
it was that flick.
Okay, from 1982, Liquid Sky.
Yeah. I remember that. And probably, I just fucking forgot it. And I'm not even high. Oh, Wizards. Yeah, Wizards.
Of course.
Oh, Wizards, dude. I have a hallucinogen story about that movie. Get with me sometime, man. Let's just say that there's certain things that are lodged in my brain for life, having seen that while on a tripping thing.
Yeah.
Anyone else have anything to add? MZ, I know you've been known to smoke the Primo Ganj from once in a while.
A long time ago, I did. Well, you know, what I have the memory of is, you know, when I did, just about anything that I watched kind of like was messing me up. I mean, it could have been anything from Samurai Jack to Iron Chef. You know,
That's true.
It's true.
We did watch a lot of both of those back in the day.
Yeah, and it was like, wow, that guy's gonna kill a cabbage, man. But
I bet if you would have said things I would have heard today, wow, man, that guy's going to kill a cabbage was not one of them.
But I don't think I was. I mean, I'm nowhere in Raven Shadow's range. You know, hell, Cheech and Chong aren't even in Raven Shadow's range. But I don't think I would have the. I don't think I would be able to stay up and actually watch a whole movie or even part of a movie and actually, you know, keep some sort of coherency about myself to watch it, you know.
I hear you. Yeah,
shorter programs, yes, but longer things like a movie, probably not. I wouldn't know, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I just always, you know, sometimes when you're under the guise of, you know, everything's different, liquor or whatever you're on or whatever, sometimes things just make an indelible mark. And I found that both film and music are that for me whenever I've been really messed up. So I figured, what's that one movie that's just like locked in your brain? There's an image from a movie that never escapes you.
Well, for me, it's easy because I've actually never smoked. So I'm the goody two shoes on the show. And but
he's the boring guy.
Look who's talking.
We're all boring old guys these days, man. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
But Johnny, I think it's pretty sure I've talked about this with Tron. You had to have gotten into contact.
Oh, I mean, yeah. There's no way around it, right? Like with how much you guys used to smoke.
Yeah, it's not your fault, but I think that's cause and effect, right?
Yeah, I mean, the old manor was fucking fishbowled all the time, whether it's cigarette smoke or pot. Yeah. Like you could not walk into that basement without a cloud like coming out of the door.
Yeah.
And like I'm probably gonna get cancer because of you, fuck. If I ever get it, it's your fault.
Speaking of that imagery, by the way, right before you guys came on, I read today is also the anniversary, 1982. Today is the release date of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, ironically. So,
nice.
Yeah, that was a little interesting for your 420th.
So but I will say that growing up, my father was a big fan of Cheech and Chong, and so I had the albums. I actually still have some of them. He gave me some of his albums. I have Up in Smoke with that huge rolling paper still. somewhere.
My sister's got that
Yeah.
actually.
I have that around here somewhere, and obviously the movies. I used to love the fucking movies. So like I appreciated pot humor, but it's not something I ever partook in. And honestly, like I'm totally for it. Like I'm every time I've had the opportunity, I vote in favor of legalizing it because, I mean I eat hemp, like. So I mean,
I use rope.
I use rope. Yeah.
That's a different. Yeah, that's what.
Whoa. Oh.
So I would say Up in Smoke, maybe. I mean, I also like Nice Dreams.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Next
Like they're all
movie.
fucking good. Yeah, they're all fucking good.
Of course,
But
you
is-
got Aries.
What is Up in Smoke?
Of
Is
course,
Corsican Brothers? Yeah, is Up in Smoke the one? That's the one where they drive the truck, right? Where
Yeah, the
Yeah.
truck
Made a
man
pop.
way across the
Yeah.
border.
Yeah.
that was just this movie.
Yeah.
And they
You got-
also did Yellowbeard.
Yep, Yellowbeard too. Also, make sure you catch next movie because that's where they get
Oh, yeah.
mistaken for Dolly
Yes.
Parton and Burt Reynolds when they're in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But by the way,
Extra testicle.
Eddie Torres. Yeah.
E.T. Eddie Torres, the extra testicle.
Before Aries answers, Marion popped in the chat room and she said Naked Lunch is hers. And she says, hi, Rocky.
Oh wow, yeah.
And what was the second part?
She says, hi to you, Rocky.
Oh, hi. Emphasis on the hi.
All right, Aries, how about you? You have anything?
No, I don't really have anything because usually when I was partaking in that type of substance, I wasn't watching TV or anything like that. I was usually out and about when I was young and dumb and mobile when in that state.
All right.
Yeah, that's what they do. Is as I get older, I kind of have the mid-film narcolepsy too. Like MZ was just saying, I'll just be sitting there like, I got this.
Yep.
And out.
Well, I will tell you, the last time I smoked, it was a few years back, and I hadn't smoked in a number of years. And a couple of my friends talked me into coming out, hanging out, watching TV, and smoking a little bit. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it, I'll do it. And I thought I could still handle like I did back in the day, which I couldn't. And also, they had some good shit as well. So I was puffing on this like harder than them, and they were constant smokers. Meanwhile, suffice it to say, we turned on Dexter to watch Dexter, and yeah, I don't remember watching Dexter. I don't know.
It's probably a good thing.
About an hour and a half later, I went, so we're going to watch this? And they went, we just did. Like, okay, I'm just going to go crash for a bit.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Dexter was a freaky ride high. I was gonna say. I always feel like Jon Stewart in the Dave Chappelle flick.
Half Baked.
Half Baked. I always think about him as like, yo, man, you ever see Tron? You ever see Tron on weed, man? Because that's actually the first film I ever saw high.
Tron?
Wow.
Tron. It was later. Like, it wasn't when it came out. It was on VHS later at my roommate's place. But we
Yeah,
put it on
Rocky's-
a Sunday afternoon.
Rocky's 6 years
I'm
old,
surprised he came back.
token up, watching Tron when it comes out in the theater.
See, all of you merely adapted to the weed. I was born in the weed.
You're born in the weeds is more like it.
Oh, I'm sure you can go back. Sorry, go ahead. Really bad Bane impression. You have my permission to leave after Gotham is in ashes.
When he was born, he wasn't put in an incubator. He was put in a humidor.
Dude, I'm gonna write that down. That's good shit. If that shows up in a song later, I'll give you a lyric credit.
By the way, MZ,
And I will take it.
creepy girl popped in, says hi everyone.
Hey, man.
And MZ, it looks like you got in a fight. Look at this fucking your V-neck is like a U-neck. It's like down to your belly.
I don't know what's going on here.
It's a starter Borat bathing suit.
Nah, it's,
It looks like Jaws just took a bite out of the shirt from the top to the neck. Jesus.
maybe it's a little big on me. I don't know.
You dropping some weight still?
It does look like it is a little stretched out here.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm now that I'm back to work, I'm moving around a whole lot more than I was.
True. How's the job going?
Pretty good. They got me starting at 7:00 now instead of 8. So.
You prefer that?
So, huh?
Do you prefer that?
Well, I just started doing that today, and it wasn't too bad. It's just trying to get adjusted to getting out of the house an hour earlier now.
After
trying
being
to get in as much sleep as I can.
After being a layabout for so long.
Yeah, believe me, it wasn't. I didn't want to do that. I miss my job. I still miss my job. I love that place. God damn it.
Is there any chance they'll come back, or is it done for good?
No, it's done. They went belly up.
Oh, I see. I wasn't sure if they just closed that location. That sucks.
No, they went belly up. They chained the gates and
Jesus.
Just waiting for new prospective businesses to arrive there.
All right. Well, there you go. That sucks. So
it does.
Well, let me tell folks what we're doing tonight. So we are talking about a movie called Impetigore, which I'm sure this movie on weed would have been interesting. Have you ever watched Impetigore? Have you ever watched Impetigore on pot?
Yeah.
Yeah, Raven Shadow?
Yeah, that's why I finished it again today.
So I'm sure.
Go ahead. Oh, I just wanted to ask: did anybody ever do the old standby of like 2001?
Oh my God! Yeah, that must be fucking.
Oh wow!
Crazy.
Yeah, that movie. All the silences, like especially if you're in a room with people who are all baked watching that movie, and everybody gets silent during the silent part of the movies. It's a very feeling being around people and everybody's quiet like that.
All that ambient noise.
Yes.
Jesus. Yeah, it's got to be pretty freaky.
I guess if we're talking like grown-ups about it on episode 420,
don't bring our curve down, Raven Shadow. Don't bring adults into this at all. We can't talk about perverted comic book guy names later for adults.
Oh, I'll be texting you later on, brother. I guess we haven't even popped into fucking the Outsiders yet.
Like, yeah.
Not that effect anymore. For me, it's just like
I'm going to be red, dude.
It's just like go to bed and eat, really. Like, so it's just nice. It's a nice aperitif.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. What's an aperitif?
Do you mean an appetizer?
What the hell are you talking about?
No, what's an aperitif? Aperitif's a thing.
I don't know. Use the fucking word. You should know what it means.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Obvious.
I like that. I like that.
Raven Shadow, just stop talking.
You fucking eunuch.
Just stop talking.
Oh, wow.
So we're talking about Impetigore in a little while, and then we are going to do the giveaway that we are going to do 2 weeks ago, but MZ had to take off, well, not early, because we were running really late on our 8-year anniversary. And then last week, MZ was just missing. So I think we're ignoring the 300-pound gorilla in the room.
Are you calling me a 300-pound gorilla?
Was everything all right, MZ? You okay? We were worried about you last
good.
week. Okay, good.
Everything's good.
All right. We were worried about you. I know Creepy Girl was fucking worried about you.
Yes, sir.
I wasn't worried about you. I knew what you were doing, running around the fountain in your underpants with the Benny Hill music playing for 48 hours. It was cool, dude, man.
That is like
that's how you lost all that weight.
That's his fucking dream. just like having the Benny Hill score as a soundtrack.
I am
to
the
life.
Santa of 420. I am here to make your dreams come true, MZ. You be free. Be free to run in your underpants to saxophone music.
So,
I set you free.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Sativa Claus. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah. Right?
So that's what's up for tonight. We're gonna hang out with Rock for a little bit here. So Rocky, obviously, I know you've been doing the No Man shows live on Saturday nights on Facebook. What do you do? You're coming up on like what? Is this the 16th one? Am I 17th?
This is the 20th one.
20th. Holy shit! I remember that.
20th one.
Jesus Christ! So that's 5 months basically
I know.
of doing this. So
Pretty much.
for anyone who isn't aware, Rocky is doing live streams every Saturday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you're just streaming you playing some songs with Sarah, and you guys are just doing your thing,
And Sue back working the knobs.
oh, of course, yeah. I was referring to you on camera, but yes, and Sue's obviously
Yes.
twiddling the knobs. So
Yeah, no, it's really
yeah.
just me and Sarah as a reason to get together and play some music and get drunk is really what it is. But we've always had these themes, and I just want to say this: Raven Shadow is part of this, man. Raven Shadow and Marion, they've been there pretty much most of the run. I don't know when you guys first tuned in, but anyway, the long.
Sorry, Rocky. Day one, brother. We've been there for all 20, baby.
Oh, were you? Oh, wow. Well, that's why he has brain damage, Johnny. I apologize. It's my fault.
Well, it's part, but it's
But yeah, honestly, we've had themes this whole time. You know, whether we have movie night or whether we do, God, songs from the 80s, songs from the 90s, whatever, just break it up. And last week something happened and it was magical. I had to take some time to really work on the record I'm working on right now that I've kind of put aside because it's so much kind of stuff to learn before each Saturday now. And somebody came up and was like, hey, how come you guys are always calling numbers? I was like, because my set list is numbered. And he's like, oh, we'll play number 26. So we're like, okay. And then it starts snowball. So like now for the next couple of weeks, we've really just going to call it jukebox roulette, where people can just come in and throw a number out there. And we've got a set list of songs, 1 to 100, and whatever number pops up, we're like, all right, just do it. So it's getting crazy is what's happening. Week 20 of doing this because there haven't been any live gigs. So,
Yeah. It's pretty awesome, and I think that's a great idea doing the jukebox roulette. I think that's fun. It's definitely interactive as well. You never know what you're gonna fucking get, right? You know,
it's like it's the box of chocolates.
yeah. Life,
Yeah, I thought about that too.
life is like a jukebox roulette.
Life is like a jukebox full of chocolates. Oh my God. You just named number 21, man. Congratulations.
What do I win?
You win me not stressing about what to call our silly little flyer next week. So you're my personal hero for 5 days. How's that?
All right, fair enough.
That's the best I can do.
By the way, Rocky, Corny says to go fuck yourself.
Okay. How do you know I'm not doing it right now?
And
I'm just saying, I'm old. I've been doing it a long time. I could have done it 20 minutes ago and you guys never knew.
and he also says that MZ was playing with his Jetfire last week. Is that true, MZ?
Yeah, that's exactly. It's partially true.
Partially.
It's,
What?
it's
So-
only partially true.
So you had Jetfire in one hand. What was in the other?
Wouldn't you like to know?
No, actually.
Creepy girl, hit me up.
Oh man.
Man, you were right. This show takes creepy turns too.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 8+ years, so. Where can people find the stream, Rock?
About 15 minutes in my bathroom right behind me over there. But, no, actually, yes, it's on Facebook. It's facebook.com/ KNOWMANBAND, No Man Band, and there you go. But I also post it up on my personal Facebook thing, and it shares around and it shares around. I'm kind of found out I'm like Facebook herpes. Like,
Wow.
I find out how many times it kind of got shared from a share, like later in the week, and it's kind of like, we infected a lot of people this week. All right, not coronavirus heavy, but I'm infecting people. So, evil plot.
Infecting or affecting?
Affecting the infection. That's a good name for a record. Affecting the infection. It sounds like an Anthrax record. I need to send that to Scotty in.
Oh, speaking of Scott Ian, I just saw today Mr. Bungle announced their new album is coming out October 30th, and Scott Ian is playing guitar on it, and Dave Lombardo from Slayer is on drums.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So Scott Ian from Anthrax, Dave Lombardo, and then it's got Trace Bruins, Mike Patton, of course, and oh my God, I'm forgetting the other fucking guy's name. Jesus Christ, the main songwriter. I'll look it up in one sec. But but that's exciting. So, and they released a new track today too. So if people want to check it out, it is available.
Is there a track?
Yeah, they released a new track today, and this is a demo from 1986, I believe. So they just re-recorded their demos from way back in the day. So they're not new songs. They're old ones. Trace,
they're new takes on old songs.
Yes. Trace Bruins and Trevor Dunn. That's who I meant. So Mike Patton, Trace Bruins, Trevor Dunn, all three original members, and then Scotty and Dave Lombardo.
Nice.
So it's pretty outstanding. So that's exciting. Oh, the other thing I wanted to bring up is, so we almost didn't have a live stream on trickortreatradio.com this week because I went to get everything ready and schedule everything. And YouTube would not allow me to create a scheduled live show. It said, your live streaming privileges have been revoked. And I was like, what the fuck? So I looked, and we had a copyright strike against us. And we're pretty careful about stuff. You guys know whenever I play music, I try to talk over it or whatever, like I try to be real careful about that shit. But it was episode 393 when we discussed Little Monsters. And apparently, so it's not the film company. It's not like the director. It's not the producers. Well, a lot of times what they do is they hire these companies to go out and make sure that stuff isn't pirated online, because you guys know piracy is everywhere. Like, there are websites all over the fucking web of playing movies for free. There's torrents. There's whatever. So they hire a company to do this for them, to do this task of finding all the, copyright infringements, and then put a strike against them, get them taken down. So we did get, the episode was taken down for a few hours, or actually a couple of days this week. I didn't even know it until I went to YouTube today to create the new thing. So I actually wrote a very long letter to the person who filed the copyright strike, and basically said, hey, we're not doing anything. If anything, we played an audio clip, because I remember MZ actually mentioned this earlier, is that we were like laughing our ass off about that scene with Josh Gad, right, when he's on the roof or whatever.
Right.
And if anything, we were hyping that movie up because we, for the most part, I think we really dug it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was even Aries.
Yeah. So I was kind of bummed out about it, thinking that, because we would have been taken off YouTube for 90 days because of this, and three strikes within a 90-day period, and they remove your account. They just completely delete your account. So obviously it's kind of a big deal. I didn't want that to happen. So I wrote this long email to the person who filed the copyright thing, and I got an email back like 3 hours later and basically apologizing and said, we'll remove the strike. So I literally thought it was going to be days or weeks before I heard anything. So that's why I didn't think we would be on, streaming like normal. But everything got worked out. Here we are. We're streaming on the site. We're streaming on YouTube. We're streaming on Twitch, streaming on Facebook. So obviously we still could have done it on Twitch and or Facebook, But I liked being able to do it on the website and have people in the chat room there and everything. So glad it all worked out. But it was scary and not scary per se, but just stressful. It was just kind of like anxiety ridden. It's like oh shit, we got a fucking strike. And the other thing too is they took down the video, they removed it. So I wasn't able to go back and review it to see what we had done. I guess I could have listened to the episode, but that probably wouldn't have been as easy. So, but yeah, so everything's good. We're getting all taken care of. So. Are you clapping, Raven Shadow?
Yeah, thank you, John. No, because you get anxiety, right? Because I get anxiety, but no, you don't.
Shit.
There's plenty of things that we do wrong, but that's not one of the things that we do wrong, or Johnny does wrong. You know what I mean? You're very careful about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Producer ways, and you don't want to. If we're gonna fuck up, let us fuck up big and not fuck up like that.
Well, I thought for sure.
Well, I mean,
his porn tape up there, like he said he was gonna the other night. I thought that's what got you guys taken down. But
yeah, fair. Gungan porn.
You just can't. We've got way too much mileage out of that.
Yeah, Misa on the face.
You got to listen to the episode we did this week, Raven Shadow.
I can't wait. No, I'm even gonna check out the fucking what's the final series you liked so much? The Clone Wars. I'll watch them.
We're almost done. We're just about on season 7. You're way behind.
I thought season 7 was the last one.
It is.
It is.
I said we're just about on season 7. We're finishing up 6.
So when'd you start?
Guys,
speaking of which,
a lot of Clone Wars.
Speaking of which, I love my porn.
What?
Now we're fucking banned again. Thanks, MZ.
Yeah, great. YouTube just removed us.
Love my porn.
What is that? What are you showing?
This porn movie from 1983 called Public Affairs.
Okay.
What about it?
He's an aficionado.
You're holding a DVD and a flag, and a girl is what? Looking over her shoulder. What's going on there?
Yeah.
Do the pose, Raven Shadow. You got a silky couch here. Throw your locks behind your. There you go.
Oh my god. Wow.
Jesus.
Well, now that we're all sterile.
Aries is Picarding again.
He's Picarding and waiting in the same time.
That's because Aries just wish he had done it first. He was just scared of his swivel chair.
Fortunately, I missed that because now I'm having the same problem you were having, Rocky. I just have a screen of you.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Don't freak out, man.
Oh, shit. Aries, it looks like you have some new additions to your little display diorama in the back there. Is that it? Was that Joker new, or am I just noticing that?
No, that's been there since day one.
Something looks different then.
I mean, because I've been cleaning and rearranging. I keep on adding things.
Yeah.
I didn't add anything this week, but
okay.
Captain Lou over here is new, kind of new.
Nice.
My camera over here is new.
Captain Lou.
My I forget what he's called. My Nintendo bot here.
Oh yeah.
Is that a gold TARDIS?
That's a wooden TARDIS, yeah.
Robbie the robot?
Wood, okay.
Robbie, that's it. Robbie the robot, yeah.
Yeah. I used to have one of them.
So, what else is going on, Rave Show? You got any stories to tell this week?
I made my triumphant return to the Funny Book store this Saturday.
Oh boy, how'd that go?
It actually was good. It was good. So, and I was a little bit concerned. I was I don't want to work weekends because I miss my weekday shifts, but I want to get back in the game. You know what I mean? And
time to play the game.
Hunter Hearst Hempley.
There you go.
Well, shit, this is what Rocky and I do, like on like Tuesdays, like through fucking Fridays. We just fucking make pot names out of people, fucking celebrities.
But to be fair, it's not just pot. We had some good beer-related ones. We had some good liquor-related ones. Wordplay is fun, man.
Oh man, Rock and I are really big into wordplay together.
Rowdy. Hey, how about Rowdy Pipe?
We had a couple of those. We had
Rowdy Pipes.
Yeah, there was a few of those.
Rowdy Pipe.
They sort of live. They sleep. That would be the movie Rowdy Pipes would be. They sleep.
They pass out. Yeah.
So
I'm
yeah,
here to smoke doobies and kick ass, and I'm all out of doobies.
and I'm all out of ass.
I'm all out of ass.
Wait,
oh man,
I'm all out of ass. I'm so lost without
I'm so lost without you. If you just air supplied, I'm all out of ass. I am so proud of this show right now. I am so proud of all of you, man.
That dude's a whiny motherfucker, right? Like that dude's crying. Like, I was bumping. It was a commercial break on the sports talk show I listened to, but yeah, dude's just crying, man. He's like Juice in Sons of Anarchy last fucking season. Always fucking crying, that dude. Aries knows. But good for you. So I went to the shop and I was getting anxiety. But they're doing it really, really well. They have signs up that's really great. It's like signs up like, there is no acceptable reason why you can't wear a mask here. Like this is really good. Like, and if you're not wearing a mask, or if a kid is under 2 and not wearing a mask, we'll do curbside, delivery. You can't even come in. But they have the staff broken down like X-Men Blue and Gold teams. So it's down with like you'll have the X-Men Blue work like 4 days in a row, and then X-Men Gold will work. I'm not sure how many days are in the week, maybe 3 or 4. It all balances out. But so that way, if like Colossus is contaminated,
wait, who's Colossus? Is that you?
I'm not sure. No, I'm more like Slim Summers, like how he was drawn like by like Paul Leary back in the day. Yeah, no, I'm more one of the mutants like that fucking Grant Morrison created, one of those shitty fucking ones. I'm like fucking anorexia or some fucking shit. But no, I'm doing like the door. So I'm basically we can only have 15. Well, we're only allowing 15 people in the store at one time. So that's good. So I'm basically doing like security.
Are you the doorman at a comic book store?
I am the fucking doorman at a comic book store. It's better than when I was doing door at the Blarney Stone because there's way more fluids at the Blarney Stone when I was doing it at 2 a.m. Be like, do you have your ID? My ID? I didn't bring it. Well, honey, you knew you were going out tonight with the fucking tube top and tank top. What the fuck?
Tube top and tank top?
Yeah.
How does that work?
You don't fucking know, man. That's fucking Worcester in the fucking late early 2000s. Blondie's closed.
Aries, is that true? You worked at a bar too. Have you seen a tube top and a tank top at the same time?
Not on the same person, no.
Okay. I don't know if you were telling the truth.
They should bring back tube tops.
But yeah,
Bring back tube tops.
I'm doing door at a comic book store.
You bouncing? Do you have to look menacing? Do you carry?
I do. I want my combat boots.
You carry a baton or something, or?
I got my Leatherman.
My Leatherman. What are you gonna do? Fucking tweeze someone to death?
Yeah, and I have a picture of Aries that I hang up next to me.
Aries
Don't do anything wrong, or I'll call this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I will text him right now, sir. And on the tape.
I will page him 911, and he'll be here in just 5 minutes. You're gonna wait around. Oh God.
Well, yeah. Back to bouncing at the comic book store.
Bouncing at the comic book store.
In case some uppity nerd gets all freaked out over a Fathom comic and he gets a little spanky in the corner, somebody's gonna toss his ass out.
It's funny though. I was actually channeling my Oliphant. I'm like, hey, right there.
Channeling my Oliphant. Oh man. I know his attitude. Go for it.
Yeah. I was like, right there's good. Yeah. I'm justified. Listen, wait a minute. When one person comes out, then you come in. It's your shopping agenda, sir.
What you need to be a little less Oliphant and more Swearingen in that situation.
Oh man, you cocksucker! You'll be written by your fucking Batman and Rick fucking cup.
You get your Batman and you get your Justice League and you get the fuck out. You seriously fathomless piece of shit.
Oh man, but that was day one. Day two is coming up.
You know how hard it was to try to want to do a Swearingen thing and not drop the C-bomb? That's why that went so horribly, because every time I went to open my mouth, the C-bomb was about to drop.
There.
What's the C-bomb?
Commitment.
Cockadoodle do.
Cockadoodle don't.
Corny says, I hope it's better than him doing the table at the old studio. Oh, that's a little sore subject, Raven Shadow.
What does that mean? Oh shit! This Ollie and Hal hanging out chilling with their Irish stocking caps.
I think he's referring to your excitement over the old desk.
Really, Corny's pissed at me because I didn't mention from the canopy last week. He hasn't texted me or called me. Listen.
It's because you've been talking to other people.
Listen, Corny, I love you. Call me. I'm around Friday.
He's not your man anymore, Corny. He's mine. I got him all week, 5-8 times.
Oh shit! Whap, Corny, whap.
Go fuck yourself, Corny.
All right, so we do have a film to review shortly, but before we do that, I want to go ahead and let people know how they can help support the show. And they can do so by going to Patreon, patreon.com/trickortreatradio, and there you can find ways to help out. You can do it for as little as $2 a month. $2, Raven Shadow. I want my $2. So you can help out, and we'll give you a shout-out, and we'd appreciate any of the support you can give us. If you guys want the premium exclusive Patreon episodes, you can go ahead and get into the $5 tier, and you get one of those a month. And we will get our Patreon show up soon. There's been a lot of scheduling stuff and just a lot of craziness, especially with the 8-year anniversary. So we'll get that out to you guys very shortly. And yeah, if you want, you can get more than that. I mean, fuck, give us as much as you want. If you have $50 a month burning a hole in your pocket and you want to give it to us, feel free. We'll make it worth your while, that's for sure. And you can even, if you get into the higher tiers, you can even program a goddamn show. Tell us what movies to review, and you can come review them with us if you wanted to. So give that a look and check it out. Also, I know most of you guys use Amazon. Go to trickortreatradio.com, scroll down, look for the Amazon logo. You click on it, brings you to Amazon, inputs our affiliate link. Everything you purchase in that session, it does get attributed to us, Raven Shadow, and it doesn't cost them any extra.
It fucking doesn't, Johnny, but it's another way to help keep the lights on. Wake up, Aries.
Wow. Maybe Aries is high watching Dexter.
I'm mesmerized watching Rocky. I still just have Rocky.
I feel like I should be doing something to entertain you.
Well, it's really weird. Every so often you move the right way, and I see the reflection of the screen in your glasses.
So you can see everybody else at that point?
Yes, yeah. It's really bizarre.
That's how Aries is able to see everyone.
Nice. Here, let me help you out.
Oh, Raven Shadow, the truth comes out. Corny says, yeah, no shout-outs on Rocky Replace Me.
Dude, I love you so much, bro.
I've started such a thing. Hey, Corny, it's totally okay. I'm just using him till I'm done, and then you can have him back.
Love it. No, I want to be in a fucking Rocky Corny sandwich, man. That'd be fun. Wait, can we edit that?
You're caught between a rock and a corny place. Oh, shit. That's going to be a song on Saturday. Be ready.
That'd be a great show. It's inspired by Corny. You know this.
Little Raven Shadow creamy filling.
I miss you, Boo. You know this.
Caught between a rock and a corn place.
And you know what they call Raven Shadow after that?
What?
Moist. I hope that sent douche chills down everyone's spine as my final hurrah.
Thank you for leaning in for that
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
That was
Yeah. Thanks a
all
lot for
mouth
that.
on the screen for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what?
I
You know what?
killed-
I think when we do our film review, Rocky should just have his mouth on the camera. And just
Oh my
talk.
god.
See my missing tooth?
Like Rocky Horror. Like
Yeah.
when Chilla took to the hill.
Corny says, Rocky, you can start telling Raven Shadow to go fuck himself now.
Oh no, he's got me. He ain't got to do it himself. You by yourself. Son.
Team, bro. I'm gonna message you later on, man. I'm sending you a picture.
See, the thing is, I think Raven Shadow only has the attention span to like text with like one person a week. That's why he's got like all these new best friends. He's like, yeah, I talked to this person.
Well, hey,
Yeah,
to be
it makes-
fair,
it actually makes him feel popular.
hey, to be fair, all things being lauded out, since you're gonna give Raven Shadow shit, is I know exactly what time of day it is because I know my phone's gonna bing and it's Johnny. So I know exactly when noon is every day. So he's just so you know, that's how I know what time of day it is when Johnny texts me at noon. And I'm like, all right, it's midday.
Do
How
I
you
really
doing,
do it
Johnny?
at noon? Oh, it must be lunch.
Yeah,
I
all the
guess.
fucking time.
A little nooner.
Yeah, I'm
Little
Johnny's nooner. I'm so used. They just call me Bukkake Rocky, I guess.
Oh my god! Wow.
In the face, neck and chest. In the face.
Oh man.
Farting right now like a motherfucker.
Rocky.
I should have done that closer for Aries. Face,
No.
neck, and chest.
I already feel like I need a shower.
Now I'm puckarding.
Oh, I'm glad I could come along just for a little bit this evening and disrupt the whole show with fucking dick and fart jokes. You're welcome.
Well, the show needed some classing up anyway, so we
Yeah.
thank you.
So in comparison, everybody looks classier than me. Yeah, that's why they have me on the other show too. To be fair,
Oh man.
I'm the low bar.
Actually, Rocky, I'm gonna play something that's gonna remind you of last night.
Oh no! Don't do it.
It's been a long time, my love. Come.
I got you all in
Excuse the
check.
intrusion, Your Majesty.
That was Jar Jar.
Come.
Unlimited.
Oh god. Unlimited Gungan waterproofing.
Yeah. That shit killed me last night so bad. I was coughing up a lung on the back deck. Just thought I was gonna die after that.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about and they want to hear, go listen to I think it was it episode 39? Yeah, episode 39 of Force Insensitive we just put out today. It's a little crazy.
Which is a prime example of what you should listen to, Aries, to never ask to want us back on this show ever again. When you see what it's actually like, you'll be like, yeah, no, we're good. We're good.
All right, so
But Raven Shadow knows better. Raven Shadow gets all up in the Gungan waterproofing and rubs it all over his nipples, and it's a whole weird thing. So he's in on it. So you guys might want to think about kicking him out or something.
wow.
I get fucking steel behind.
All right.
That's
Anyway,
All right, so we're gonna wrap this segment up. Hey,
Yep.
it's totally up to you, Rock. If you, I know you didn't catch the movie because I don't think it's available in Canada or some shit like that. But
no, we have Shudder up here. I'm just not a subscriber to Shudder, so I couldn't get it. So it was kind of a last minute notice and stuff sort of thing on the Flick side. So Yeah, I don't want to be like an annoyance on you guys' show. I was just excited to come on and just be high and stupid with some people for a little bit. So,
Speaking of, why don't you give a shout out to your strain tonight? What are you smoking?
yeah, last night was the I had the lemon stuff last night, right?
Yeah,
Tonight's the green crack again.
Green crack.
Yeah, because it makes me laugh.
Does it turn?
Absolutely no crack. Absolutely no crack.
Does it turn into the Hulk?
The reason it is called green crack is not from the drug crack. It's actually because it is grown in an int's rectum. What?
Wow.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I try to kick some knowledge, and you guys just laugh at me. All right.
Corny says Rocky needs to do a Gungan love song in the veil of the times, Jungle Love.
That's the ego, Corny. I love you. Call me tomorrow.
Call me tomorrow. Well, you think that's all it takes? He's gonna be all good with you?
Well, I get anxiety. That's why I don't friend people, because I'm like, if I friend them, they won't like me back.
Raven Shadow, name Corny's podcast. Go ahead.
From the canopy.
There you go. You gave him a shout out.
Yeah.
See, I'm helping you.
Check it out.
I
on
love those guys,
fucking.com.
man. Corny and Corey are fucking solid dudes, man. I dig those cats.
Yeah, I saw Corey's pictures about him being like in grade school. That was nice. I love those cats.
Oh, so you know how to use a phone and go onto Facebook? Great.
It is fucking great, Joe. I came a long way, sir.
How much more damage could he add to Facebook that hasn't already been added by the world populace?
Yeah.
Let's be fair.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Corny says not good enough, Raven Shadow.
Dude,
Oh shit.
You better send him some flowers so you guys can make up in 10 months when he gets them.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you might want to do some jaw exercise. It sounds like you're gonna be working.
I know, ain't a fucking dick battle station.
You might want to hire someone for that, Raven Shadow.
I like the way Aries is so romantic. I was like, take him some flowers. It'll be cool. Seriously. Corny seems like the kind of dude that totally flowers will smooth that right over. You might want to buy him a car if it's that bad. But,
Or
how
buy,
bad do you think you fucked up?
or buy him another Boba Fett figure, Raven Shadow.
I'm back at the shop now. I'm looking around. I'm thinking about you.
I'm
Okay.
thinking about you.
You almost made me spit drink out my nose.
I've been thinking about you.
Happen.
Fuck.
Dude, we just played that last Saturday.
I had to skip out a little early.
So you didn't hear that and you brought that up? Literally?
It's because we're fucking kismet, bro.
That means that Raven Shadow had one too many edibles and fell asleep.
So you'll probably hear it in the background, maybe? That's why it was in your brain? Because me and Sarah did London Beat on Saturday night.
Really?
Yes.
Herbs, but no, and we to turn you off for that. But
That's weird, though, man.
fucking
Such a random song. That's so weird, man. Dude,
listen seriously, right?
we're on some good shit right now. We're mentally
Back the
connected.
fuck up, would you? I got a big screen here. Jesus Christ.
For those not watching the live video, Rocky put his eye directly up to the camera.
And dude, I didn't have Aries on my screen, so I didn't see that coming. So a little P came out when he screamed in the headset.
Oh
That
wait,
scared the shit out of me.
wait, that's right. Rocky
We're even now, okay?
Rocky was on when we did Bliss when Ares unleashed the Kraken. That was Rocky's line.
Was it really?
Yeah. You don't remember?
I don't remember that being something I tagged, but I do remember being on for that movie because that movie was exquisite. Once again, on weed.
You watched that high? Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
fuck yeah. You can't give me a horror movie about drugs and not be on some. What the fuck, man?
Oh shit. All right. Well, if we're ever gonna attempt,
Unleash the Kraken again. I have
Yes.
not fully relinquished my bladder. Bring upon a great Zeus.
Well, we better get to the review soon, and I'm gonna kick it to Raven Shadow in just a moment. But Rocky wanted
that's a wise move.
Wanted to give you a shout out once again, and we appreciate you coming on. And we couldn't think of anyone better to join us on episode 420 for a little bit here. And
well, thanks for having my stoned ass on. I appreciate it. I love all you guys, man. Never stop doing what you do, and I love Trick or Treat, dude.
And tomorrow night, for people who are watching this live, Rocky and I are going to be streaming on the Twitch channel, so twitch.tv/trickortreatradio. And for those who give a shit about this kind of thing, I'm going to hit level 90, which is the level cap on Star Wars Galaxies, and I'm going to try to ace my Rebel pilot profession all in one night. So it should be fun. If anyone wants to come hang out with us, it should be good. So, Rock, once again, let people know where they can find you on online so they can check out your stream.
Well, apparently I'm going to be streaming on someone's Twitch, and I don't know if I'm getting paid enough for that. Is that on camera? Because I feel dirty. But now you can find me on Facebook at the No Man Band thingy on Saturday nights. And and Force Insensitive with those other crazy fuckers where we talk about alien sex organs and stuff like that. It's fun.
He's not really kidding. Sometimes.
No, I'm really not. I'm really not.
We did talk about Jar Jar getting down last night, so.
Jar Jar got it on, and even Mace Windu had to, Samuel L. Jackson walked in the room and was like, I sense a disturbance in this force.
Yeah.
So, you guys, thanks for having me, man. It was fun to be on and just shoot the shit with you guys for a little bit. Be good.
Of course. And all right, Raven Shadow, it is your turn now. So go ahead and let folks know what you did to prepare for this movie, Impetigore.
Oh man, I was fucking slanging and banging, baby. The power's back on. I'm fucking getting my rock on his fucking, No Man stream on Saturday nights. I had to hit the lights early because Nate took its course and I couldn't have that on the background. But it's very exciting because I'm now back in the funny book store and maybe open to more viruses. But before that even happens, before I forget, before I remember, I'm going to check out this Indonesian picture about weirdness. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. Ares is upset. He's quitting. Monster Zero's, I don't know where he's been. His shirt's really fucked up and actually really fucking distracting me. The fucking eunuch line was fucking really fucking.
The eunuch line.
It's fucking so funny.
Right.
So you got to believe, put something different on. Put your fucking eyes on, shirt. And I'm going to strap.
I thought he was going to take it off. Shit.
Just take it off.
Just take it off.
No.
We're heading to
Take
break.
your pants
Take
off.
it off.
Take it off.
No.
All right. So, yes, Rocky, once again, thank you. And we'll talk.
No, wait, I'm only on the show once. Show me your nipples, man. Let's get down. Pretend you're Ron Jeremy and I got, hang on a second.
Oh, don't tell him that. He will.
I got 20 space bucks.
No, my opinion of Ron Jeremy has declined.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, MZ's got to strap that fucking shirt on a little bit tighter, all right? So we'll be back
You
in
go
just a
through
moment.
your week with the same old routine.
What you really want is some blood and thunder in your life.
Well, friend, you found it.
The Cromcast is an adventurous journey through the history of two-fisted pulp stories
With your hosts, John,
Josh,
and Luke.
we have action.
horror.
An adventure, all through the lens of pulp luminary Robert E. Howard.
Don't just stay in your ordinary life.
Find your pulp life at thecromcast.blogspot.com.
The Cromcast,
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast!
a podcast for the barbarian at heart.
Trick or Treat Radio, man. That's where it's at. That's the new Fangoria Radio.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
Trick or Treat Radio is the greatest podcast ever invented. The spelling is very bad. I'm not sure who wrote this. And the Deedites? The Deedites. Is that a company that procures houses? The Deadites. Oh, it's the Deadites. The Deadites are a fantastic musical act. That is what I was supposed to say. And there you go. There it is. Cheeseburger. Remember to rent The Fly, because that's a good movie for making love to.
Jeff Goldblum, thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully we can get you on the show again sometime soon. We're back on Trick or Treat Radio. Jesus Christ, it's so fucking loud.
What the?
He has no idea how loud that is.
Oh.
Hey, tough guy, you gonna crush some more bottles?
Yeah, like I'm fucking lying. It sounds like someone has a fucking jackhammer in their room.
You complain too much.
I'm looking out for fucking audio.
Fucking noise.
Yeah, I'm looking out for audio quality, and you're fucking crunching shit. You have no idea how loud that is. Go back and listen.
You have no idea how loud you are.
You have no idea how annoying you are.
Yeah, actually, I kind of do.
By the way, MZ, how's it feel to be beat in fantasy baseball by me once again in another season?
Feels familiar. My team is. I still have a look. I still have a good team, but my offense is just not moving up yet.
Except for Boba Fett, the intergalactic bounty hunter.
Shit. He woke up, but Christian Yelich is just. I don't know what he's doing.
You want to trade him to me?
No.
Okay. I could have Trout, Soto, and Yelich, and all went in the outfield.
Yeah. You know what? I've been getting offers left and right for Cole this season.
Oh, I bet. You got to think about making a deal, or are you sticking with your team?
No. He's staying. I let him go once before, and that was a big mistake. He's not going anywhere now.
Yeah, was it to me? I can't remember. I think I traded him to you. I don't know.
I traded him to you.
Yeah.
For a couple of, I think it was a pitcher and a hitter. Robbie Ray and someone else. I forget who.
No. You traded me Trout. You traded me Trout for Robbie Ray and Freddie Freeman.
Was it Trout?
And someone else? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. But I did trade you Cole, and then you traded him back to me.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah.
And he's staying. He's not going anywhere.
I'm sure this is really exciting for most people hearing us talk about fantasy baseball.
Yeah. Are we back? Are we on the air?
Yeah. Slagoth just popped in. He says, "I love you, savages. I will be listening to this whole episode first thing in the morning as I head out. As a head out when I don't know. into the Florida heat to work, I think he said.
All right. He's already in the heat.
Yeah, get
Jesus.
a little jumbled up there. But all right, Slagoth, always good to hear from you, my friend. And,
Yeah.
And all right, we're going to talk about a movie. That movie, by the way, big thanks to Rocky for coming and hanging out and adding a little bit of levity to the episode. It's always fun hanging out with that dude. I hang out with him like several times a week now, so can't get rid of the dude now. Just kidding.
It's like a cankersaur.
or worse. No, just kidding. All right, so we're going to talk about Impetigore, this film from, it's listed as 2019 festivals, but it just got a release on Shudder just a few weeks ago. And it is a drama horror mystery, and it is an hour and 46 minutes, written and directed by Jocko Anwar. And the film stars Tara Basro, Ario Bayou, Marissa Anita, Christine Hakim, Asmara Abigail, and Kiki Narendra. The synopsis: Maya, with her best friend Dinny, tries to survive in a city without a family. She realized that she might inherit a property from her rich family. Maya returns to the village with Dinny and unaware of the danger waiting for her. All right, so this film, as I mentioned, directed by Jocko Anwar, who previously directed Satan's Slaves, which we discussed on episode 334 with our boy and Raven Shadow's boy, Nathan Cotton Coy Vance Duke was on that episode. You remember that, Raven Shadow?
Oh, that was awesome.
And we also did that Leprechaun movie.
Oh, God. Oh, wait, no, I like that Leprechaun movie. I remember liking that.
Yeah,
I don't remember liking Satan's Slaves, though.
I don't remember if you
think
liked
I
it or
gave
not.
that a... I don't remember. I'm almost certain that was one that I didn't like. I might be wrong on that, though.
Yeah, so we have done some of Jocko Anwar's work previously, and this one is, I would say, in a similar vein, Indonesian horror. And I think this will be an interesting one to talk about. Now, there's some stuff that we probably want to steer clear of, some spoilery type stuff in this one, but it is available on Shudder, and I don't know if you can get a dubbed version. I watch it subtitled. I know sometimes Shudder will give you the option. But it is an Indonesian film, and we have seen a few Indonesian films prior to this. Obviously, the Raid films, while Gareth Evans is not Indonesian himself, they were Indonesian productions. So we've seen a few, and also, was it? Actually, I might be. Let me look that up. I think there was another one that we've done. But I can't recall if it was Indonesian or not. But I know we've definitely touched upon it. We've done some Indonesian films. So, but yes. So Jocko Anwar is a fairly well-known director in Indonesia, and he's definitely made the jump into sort of the scene here, I guess you could say, because Satan's Slaves also I believe was a Shudder exclusive, and this is as well. So. All right, so jumping on into this film, I would say that this is kind of a hell of a way to open your film. Like, we have basically Maya and her friend Dinny. They are working at a toll booth, separate stops, but they're talking on speakerphone, just kind of like, passing the time. And Maya, is talking about this one guy who comes by several times a night, 2-3 times a night. And Dinny is saying, oh, well, maybe he's just, tuned from work or whatever. She's like, no, like, he looks at me really weird. And so we're setting the scene about this creepy guy. And all of a sudden she says, that's his car. And she works at like a very remote toll booth where not many people come, where her friend Dinny is at a busier one with several different toll booth attendants. And this is just her. Like, it's just her at this one. So setting this kind of like really kind of creepy setup. And so the guy comes through, and her friend Dinny is like, don't look him in the eyes. Just look at his hands. And he's really kind of creepy, and then he pulls off, and then he stops, and then starts walking towards her, and she's like fucking flipping out, locking the door, shutting the window, talking to her friend. So this whole scene, a good 6 or 7 minutes, I think is really just well executed, and I think it really ratchets up the tension, and I thought it was just a great opening for like, what the fuck is going to happen? And so basically the guy, this guy who is kind of stalking her, eventually she leaves the toll booth to try to get away from him, and he has a machete and is like hacking at her and gets on top of her and like hits her with the butt end of the machete, and he said something to allude to the fact that she was someone else, that she was someone named Rahayu, and she was like, what the fuck? Later we find out that that she didn't have parents or didn't know her parents. So, but this whole thing, it gives you this really interesting hook into the story of, okay, like what the fuck is going on here? Why did this guy want to kill her? How does he know her? Raven Shadow, you gonna say something?
Well, no, I mean, it was a weird sense. At least for us in New England, we have the Mass Pike, right? That's probably the most tolls that we go through. We used to go through. There's no really toll booths anymore.
Yeah.
With current technology, but to get on the Pike to go to a Sox game is a pain in the ass. Let alone to get on the Pike, go through a toll booth, get off an exit, and come back on the Pike to stalk a woman. That's a whole level of fucking craziness.
Well, there is, and I will say that, like, even if you go up into New Hampshire, there are toll booths like that, like in this movie, because the highways up there aren't quite as busy, and there's one toll road that's like a 2-lane highway, and then the exits are like kind of almost like back roady, So it's it's just not like that in Massachusetts.
Well, I think he's more speaking of the commitment of the stalker to keep on going through the same toll booth, where it's not like you can just loop around in 5 minutes. It takes some time to make that loop around.
Someone's being.
What I particularly loved about that scene was, and it's done out of a very, it's done in a very George Romero-esque fashion, where the creepy guy, he's in his car, he gives the money, he gets the ticket, and he drives off with the truck behind him, honking his horn, telling him to move his ass.
Yeah.
So he drives off, and the truck, he goes through his motions, pays his ticket, gets his ticket or whatever, and then they show the shot of what goes on, past that toll booth, and as that truck is driving along, you see the car that was stalking her parked off to the side. And I thought that was a really creepy moment, because it's pitch black out, it's dead of night, maybe a little mist in the air, so it had a very good atmosphere to it. You can't see the guy's face, and after he gets some information from this girl, because it's kind of weird how it would. I don't know what they do in Indonesia, but I thought it was kind of weird that you get the full name of the person who works at toll booth, right? In lights on the toll booth. I think that's a little unsettling. But when he goes back to get his machete, I thought it was a little corny in a way. Where
corny?
What? No, not that corny. Corny's cool.
He's already upset.
No, it's because of you ass.
I love corny.
And I thought it was a little corny how the way he was kind of like silhouetted against the lights of his car. He's kind of like marching towards her with the machete like flashed right out to the side. Not really walking like a regular person should, but like walking with a sense of purpose of like trying to show dynamic image of a silhouette with a guy with a machete in his hand. Yeah. So I thought that was hitting a little bit in the cheese factor, but the overall effect as far as tension goes was definitely up there. I thought it was a really well done scene.
Oh, I mean, the tension there was fucking off the charts. I thought, like, you could have had a movie of a girl trapped in a fucking toll booth. You know what I mean? That could have been a thing. Like, and
you could probably get a whole movie out of that.
You like that, Raven Shadow, because that could be a stage play.
It could be a stage play. Toll Booth the musical. It'd be great.
Toll Booth Willie.
Toll Booth Willie. Well, the Worcester. $1.25 there. Where's the machete? What the fuck? You like Adam Sandler cassette tapes. But no, never leave the fucking booth, right? Never fucking leave the fucking booth. That's what she made her fucking mistake.
It's not like it's ballistics glass. She was gonna die if she stayed in the booth.
Yeah.
You had the other one. You had the cellophone going. You had the other one. Denny was.
Did you just say cellophone?
Said cellophone.
Yeah. What's she gonna do?
He did.
What's she gonna?
That was a Tony.
Ward her off with evil incantations over the phone?
I don't know.
With a cellophone.
You know, you could. She called security. Obviously, security wasn't fucking deployed. There were helicopters coming out. But stay in the booth. Don't leave the fucking booth. Didn't work well for her, right? But I was nervous. I was getting anxiety. I had to stay.
One thing I'll say about, and I do remember this from Satan's Slaves, but one thing I'll say about Jocko Anwar, this dude can shoot dark. Like we talked about this a little bit last week with Blood Vessel, where a lot of times some of the dark scenes were actually lit too well, like too much, because you could see the prosthetics of the fucking monster, and it was like too revealing. In this, though, there are some outstanding shots of darkness where and it adds to that creep factor when you get like the silhouette of someone holding a machete, or just in the scene when they're like in a few minutes later when they're traveling to the village in the bus, and then you see the reflection of the guy behind them in the window. Like little subtle things like that, and the way that they shot the main house in the village, there was some amazing shots in darkness, and that's not something that a lot of directors can do well. And I don't remember exactly a lot about Satan's Slaves, so I don't recall. I just remember it looking good. I don't recall if there's a lot of this, but this movie is shot exceptionally well. And there is some absolute standout scenes. One of the ones is when, I won't say who, but when someone's hanging upside down, those scenes are really well done. And they're fucking, like, really add to the creep factor of it. So, also, the other thing I wanted to mention is I was getting a big Suspiria vibe from this based on some of the music. I was curious if you got that, MZ, especially in the beginning. In the first 10, 15 minutes, there was some music that had a lot of, like, voices in it, and it reminded me of the main theme from Suspiria. It didn't sound like it, but there was definitely some influence taken from that, I think.
Yeah, I noticed that, too. I didn't attribute it to anything from Goblin, though. If anything, I kind of attribute it to Indonesian music.
Well,
I mean, not that I know anything about Indonesian music, but
I thought you were the authority on it.
But I thought, I mean, now that you mention it, I guess you can attribute it to Goblin a little bit. But when I was watching it, I
was going to say, if you ever watch it again, just keep an eye out for the music, because I don't think like it's not a ripoff, but I just think that they were trying to do something that was maybe slightly evocative of the Suspiria score. And there was a couple other parts later on where they did some stuff that was somewhat similar in terms of like some of the instrumentation and the voices that were used. But by no means am I saying they ripped it off or it was an homage. I think that they just were influenced by it. And the other thing also I actually thought of, even before I watched the movie, so the word Suspiria doesn't mean anything. Like, it's not an actual word. So I actually was thinking the same thing from Impetigore, because that's also not a word.
But I don't know if this is where you're going with this.
Maybe, yeah.
But it's a bastardization of an actual word, Impetigore.
Okay.
Which is, ironically enough, it plays a little bit into. It's kind of metaphorically put into what the crux of this movie is about. Because an impetigo is it's like a skin rash that makes kids bubble up and blister into these red sores on their skin.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
They just turned it into Impetigore, but the word is actually Impetigo.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, because I actually didn't know that. But you're right that actually, I'm sure that is the inspiration for it. And so the thing I always wondered about Suspiria is what did that come from? Was it from suspense and hysteria? Like, I had always sort of wondered where that word came from. And so in this, in a sense, it's a skin issue, and then they added the RE on it for the gore, which there is some gore in this. I'll say. So it is interesting. The place I was going to go, I'm glad you went there, but the thing I was going to say is the original Indonesian title of this film. I'm gonna butcher it. Is Perempuan Tanah Jahanam, which translates to the woman of hell. So that actually is a little bit more on the nose, maybe? Or maybe not on the nose, but it tells you something potentially a little bit more.
Yeah.
I actually like the title Impetigore more. I think it's just having it be something that has connotations but doesn't actually mean something, I think is interesting.
Yeah. I kind of like how that's all kind of played into the title of both titles, and both have to do with the content of the film.
Yeah.
Any movies like that, but I think that whole, the whole Impetigore, titling is kind of, it's a little bit, it caught me off guard. It's a little bit more clever than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, no, I think that's cool. I'm glad you brought that up. Because I definitely didn't do the research on that, so I'm glad you found that out. But so I think that the other thing that was done exceptionally well is especially the lead up to the village. So in the beginning, we find out that Maya, she may have some information about who her actual parents are, because she doesn't know. She grew up without parents, basically. She doesn't know who they are. And this killer, this person who tries to kill her at the beginning of the movie, says, you're the daughter of so-and-so, and your family is from here. And so, it was sort of like this impetus for her to go and dig into her lineage of, like, where she came from. And so her friend Dinny went with her, and they kind of masqueraded as students to try to, like, ask around, because they didn't want to, because she wasn't sure what they were going to find. And also, she thought that maybe that her parents were rich, and maybe they left, some inheritance to her or something like that. So that's kind of like a lot of the, because they're trying to start a business and stuff, right? So, like, getting an inheritance and money would help.
Yeah, because it flashed forward, because they mentioned that comment when they were working the toll booth, how we got to quit this job to get our apparel business, our clothing business, and then after the attack, they are like down by the docks, like the opening scene of Big Trouble in Little China with Wang lives. It's like a fish market, but yet they sell clothes, and that's not really the place for them. So they figured, and Dinny put all her savings into that joint, and she kind of went along, was this fortune and glory idea that she was this heiress to this vast, fortune.
Yeah. So, and right away, like, it's just, I think it's a really interesting setup having some dude try to kill her. And then that's almost like the impetus for her to go dig into her history or family history, because she had no idea. So just thought it was a really, like, I'd never seen a setup like that. So that had me pretty intrigued. And so as her and her friend Denny are going to this village that, no one really knows about, it's on the outskirts of Indonesia. As they're going there, all these characters that they meet along the way are incredibly fucking creepy. Like I think they're done really well. It just adds this sort of anxiety to the film while you're watching it, seeing these characters, like the guy that was sitting behind them in the bus, like little things like that. And,
he was great.
Yeah. Yeah. And there was also one thing I forgot was that scene when she's in the bathroom with Denny, and then she realizes, like, because the killer, like, cut her on her leg, right, and put a cut there, or stuck a knife in a scar, I should say. And so, and then when she's on the toilet, she looks down and sees something like peeking out of the wound. She pulls it out, and it's like a rolled up piece of paper, like a note. And she pulls it out, takes a photo of it, and then her friend Denny comes in and she drops it in the toilet. But she did get a photo of it, so she shows the guy, and it's in Havanese, I think is.
Yeah, Havanese or Javanese.
Yeah.
However you pronounce it.
I'm not sure. I don't know if it's like what the language is, if it's a more sort of an ancient. Let's see. So it's a member of the Malayo-Polynesian branch of the Austronesian language family. Its closest relatives are Malay, Sunda, Madura, and Bali. It's the second most spoken Austronesian language after Indonesian, and the 14th most widely spoken language in the world. So, okay, that's interesting. I didn't actually know it was that. I thought it was maybe like a lost language or something, the way that they were portraying it. So, but yeah, so he is able to, and like that character was so like bizarre too, because he's like, yeah, I teach Russian, and she's like, why Russian? Like, he's like, I like language, and he's just like really kind of, yeah, it's kind of creepy, and it just, the way that scene was lit, like, it's just really effective. It's normally like you'd see these interactions with people in a normal movie and you wouldn't really think twice about it, but I think that it's played to great effect in this with a lot of these characters.
He had a great line because it was the friend, it was I forget the main character's name, but her and Denny, Maya and Denny were riding. And it was late at night, so Denny goes along on this fucking quest, which really fucking probably shouldn't have. And like, hey, you're annoying the guy behind you. When she goes to the bathroom, I love. She's like, hey, your friend wasn't annoying me. I'm not doing it right, but I cough to keep the evil spirits at bay on the bus, or something along those lines.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And that line, even though I don't remember it's in its entirety, it stood out with me, like that was his job. He was trying to protect the people on the bus, which gives the kind of thing of like she's entering a realm where maybe there are, ghosts and goblins kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good point, and it definitely sort of drives home sort of what's going on at the village potentially, So, I think that scene was really effective in kind of showing what they might be in for. And so when they get there, obviously there's a little bit of exploration of sort of meeting some characters, and there's some weird folks there. But on the first 2 days they were there, there's a funeral on each day. Like, kind of weird, right? You go to a village and there's a funeral on the first day and a funeral on the next day. It's like, all right, well, what the fuck's going on here? And then they go into the graveyard, and they notice all these small little gravestones, And she's like, why are there so many dead children here? She's like, well, how do you know they're children? She's like, look at the dates. And they're literally like, the same year they were born and died,
And some of them didn't even have names.
Yeah.
They commented on that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So, like, that to me is like creepy as fuck because you have like this graveyard full of dead children, some of which, as Aries said, without names. Like, that's fucking creepy. Something's going on here, right?
Now, well, for me, more so the fact it wasn't the graveyard full of children didn't bother me so much. The fact they didn't have names.
Names, yeah.
I found that more disturbing because, any woman that gives birth to a child, even if the child is stillborn, she's still going to give that child a name.
True.
So there's something going on. That really struck home with me is that they didn't have names.
Yeah, that was more telling than anything.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good point. And yeah, it is really kind of creepy to think about. So yeah, they did a really good job, I think, of setting a lot of things up in this. And so now they've gotten themselves into this interesting predicament where they have lied to people and told them that they're students and that they're doing like research. But one of them thinks that she may be the daughter of some people here. So it's like they put themselves in this like really difficult predicament where they're kind of living a lie all of a sudden, and they're surrounded by all these creepy people. So I just thought that whole bit was just like really well set up because it's like, all right, well, what the fuck is going to happen now? So I thought that was just a really good setup, really strong. And I was definitely on board for a lot of what was going on here. So this might be a good point. Were you guys were all you guys on board for this when they got to the village and she started sort of investigating what was going on? Because, a lot of stuff happens from this point on. So I'd be curious to see if you guys were kind of in on things at this point.
It's always... Oh. MZ, you want to go? Jump in.
Oh yeah, I just want to say, I was definitely on board right after the opening scene.
Yeah.
I was locked and loaded on that because it was just a great opening scene. There has to be some story or some merit to why this happened, and then they travel over to a village where, of course, you're going to run into some creepy people. The guy who brought him there saying that not too many people head out this way. So, it's kind of following a simple narrative, but things start turning really dark after a while. They, like I said, they follow a simple narrative. It gets a little bit more interesting. It's a little slow going in the middle, but I had a feeling things are going to start getting ratcheted up and things are going to start getting ugly, and things do start getting ugly.
Yeah.
So I was definitely on board long before this. Yeah.
Yeah. Raven Shadow.
I was definitely locked into the picture, but as to put myself in that scenario, like, do you really? I'm big ups to Indonesia. I've not been there. I think I want to go. If I had a ticket, but
if I had a ticket,
and it wasn't a pandemic, but like that seemed to be like, okay, we're in New England. Let's check out some roots down south. So instantly, some delivery fucking plays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you wonder, like, do you really want to go off that beaten path to, attractive women alone, in the fucking, machete country? A little bit of concerning, a little concern there. Under the guise of we're college students doing a paper. Oh, shit. Like, maybe Google some stuff. Feel they kind of like...
They did?
Maybe not enough. I feel they kind of like jumped into the fucking... the bus ride really quickly. And it's a little concerned.
The thing about that, too, is, though, like, think about Maya's situation. Like, she doesn't know who her parents are, and if there's an opportunity, this guy knew some stuff about her that no one else would have known. So there's some stuff that is like, yeah, he must be telling the truth, at least from a certain point of view,
So the motivation is totally there. I mean, once again, I mean, we could joke now about, why would you yell at somebody for going to the basement when people fucking don't go out without fucking masks on? So obviously we're dumb and we do things that are, but that's a strong pull. You always want to find out where you're from.
Sure.
You can, if you were adopted and had the best family, you had fucking the Drummond family, at least on paper, you still want to find out where you came from. And nothing's going to stop you from doing that to get the answers. So that's a very strong pull, whether it's in cinema or in real life. You got to find out. Let me see fucking where I am from. So that makes sense.
Okay, I just want to say two things. One, are we really just going to gloss over the fact that Raven Shadow is calling someone up for not Googling?
Good point.
And
Raven
two,
Shadow, do you know how to Google?
Yeah, I mean, I do the fuck with Google and type words in, but I'm not Aries. I'm not the computer guy on the team.
Yeah, but you just called someone else out for not doing that.
Yeah, he is right.
For that not being their go-to.
I'm not going to backwoods fucking Indonesia.
But also, maybe if you didn't smoke so much ganja during the movie, you would have realized that they did make mention to Googling.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Well,
and that is all I'm going to say because I don't want to get into spoiler territory.
Hey, Aries, lay off him. He was probably eating an Uncrustable at the time, okay?
No, I've been too nice to him for too fucking long.
You're right.
You've been a little fucking rude, to be fair.
I know they said it, and I know they said it because it was the only word I understood.
Because they actually said Google. The word was spoken.
Actually, I remember that now. Now that you're saying that, she did say Google.
Go.
Go.
Google 13. Was that your favorite video game back in the day?
John, I am so much you now. I was just fucking thinking Google 13. I had the
like
NES
this,
game.
Raven Shadow. Like this.
I like that. Just come up, move home, dude. You can work from home. You can work from the studio.
I actually probably will be working from home until the end of the year.
And he is home.
You could do the Shrewsbury, just saying.
Yeah, I'll just rip up my lease here and go get a new one. No big deal.
Yeah, Patreon. Get Johnny back home.
Yeah, it'd have to be a lot of Patreon support.
Fair.
Because then I'd owe my current company for I'd have to repay all the money they paid to have me move down here.
Oh, we can't do.
So that's a lot of money.
I'm sorry, Aries, for offending you on the fucking.
You didn't offend me. You're just wrong.
Oh, thank you. Well, now I'm offended.
My job is done.
So from
and
yeah, go ahead.
Well,
yeah.
I just wanted to touch effect in the house that they decided to stay in until they could get everything all straightened out. Anyway, there was this one scene and I was kind of hoping that they would reuse it, and they didn't because it felt like it was. I felt like the way it was set up, like it was being set up for something later on in the movie, and they never did. And that was a bit of a disappointment. It's a scene where I think it was Maya. She's sitting in a chair off to the side, and the camera is down straight ahead, and you see like the doorway into the next room.
Yep. And
through that doorway into a hallway, and then you see a figure come up around the corner and just come towards the camera ever so slowly.
Yeah.
And that was freaking me out because I'm saying to myself, "Oh shit." I was creeping out. If it's one thing I can't stand, it's things coming towards the camera like that. Just gives me the shits.
Gives me the shits.
Oh. and I was, it was such a good scene too. A minor scene, but a good scene nonetheless. Very well lit, and I was really hoping that they would reuse that scene because it looked like it was going to be set up for it to be used again, but they never did, unfortunately. but a great scene.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably my favorite scene in the movie.
There's one scene I really want to talk about in this, but it is a bit of a spoiler. All I'll say is the clothesline. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
I actually had to do a double take and rewind because I was like, "Is that what I think it is?" And
yep, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Yep.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, MZ, you didn't catch it. What was the old woman putting on the clothesline? You don't say if you know.
Okay. No. Now I remember. All right.
And that shot, the way that shot was lined up, like the way it was framed and the way they pulled out from it was like so fucking awesome. And I love the way they shot that house. It almost like was like a character in itself, the way that it was like portrayed. And so she's hanging stuff on the clothesline and they're pulling out. We'll get this long shot pulling out of seeing her hang the stuff on the clothesline. And it was just really fucking creepy and awesome.
Am I to jump on that, Johnny?
Yeah.
Am I the only one that thought that was an Indonesian Pizza Hut of doom?
That's fair.
The way the fucking old school Pizza Hut, like 1985 pizza, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
It does look like the logo a little bit. I'll give you that.
But I actually, when I had to revisit the picture today, and that's where I started up on was the clothesline scene. I'm like, oh my lord.
Oh my lord. You used to say it all the time.
I know.
OML.
People enjoyed that. Well, two people. One, I enjoyed that. Somebody might have enjoyed that.
I'm sure someone else did.
Yeah, maybe.
So that scene was, whew, yeah, that was like, holy shit. And the other thing was, so there was an element, one of the characters in this was a puppeteer, I guess you could say, right? And this is unlike any other puppet shows I've seen. It's not necessarily, it's more of a shadow box, right? Is that kind of like...
Yeah.
But using...
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
But using cutout puppets, like basically cut out of, wood or paper or whatever it was that they used. But having a back projection on, like a backlight projection onto a screen. And I thought a lot of that stuff was cool. And the way they did the dolls, I thought looked really, just really awesome. The way that they were decorated and the way that they looked.
And the musicians.
Yeah, with a good sized orchestra behind him and all.
Yeah.
Playing for the score. I imagine that's typical. Considered typical entertainment for Indonesia, probably. I don't know, but it looks awfully cool.
So I did actually look it up, and it is a form of Indonesian puppetry. It's called wayang, also known as wajang. It's a traditional form of puppet theater, originally found in the cultures of Java, Indonesia. Performances of shadow puppet theater are accompanied by a gamelan orchestra and by gender wayang in Bali. So wayang is Wayang. And the puppets, they look really ornate like that. So it is definitely an Indonesian sort of cultural touchstone. So that's, and just looking at the pictures right now, that's exactly how they looked in the movie. So they took it right out of this. So yeah, I thought it was a really cool look, though. I hadn't seen anything like that before. So that's why I wasn't actually sure if it was created for the film or if it was more of a cultural sort of thing. And obviously it is. So, but
another aspect that I liked about this film was this happened, every so often. It wasn't like this throughout the entire film, but there was some areas, and I'm a big fan of this, is where the dialogue felt very organic.
Yeah.
I love organic dialogue, and there were certain moments in this film where I felt the dialogue felt that way. The scene with Deanie, the scene with Deanie talking to the villagers.
Yeah, I know which one you mean. Yeah.
At the house, which I thought was very well done, and I think that set up a whole lot of stuff. That I think that really propelled the film, and the dialogue between the two just felt very, very natural. It didn't feel scripted at all. I just really liked that scene. It was just good dialogue, great dialogue, in fact. Intense, even though it was, if at times it felt sort of subdued, but it did have a certain intensity about it that you knew that things were not going to go well at all.
Yeah.
For anybody.
Yeah, definitely.
But I love that scene.
Yeah, I really did enjoy that scene as well. Let's see. I'm trying to see what else we can talk about before we get into too much spoiler territory here. So,
can I say one
go
thing?
ahead. Yeah.
That scene pissed me the fuck off.
Which? Oh, with the one that MZ just mentioned?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you say why, or?
I'm trying not to, but I mean, as someone who let's say smuggled things to places where they weren't supposed to, it's kind of like, it's kind of like.
Speaking of which, sorry to interrupt, Raven Shadow, but did you hear about the football player on the Seahawks who tried to smuggle his girlfriend into a hotel?
Yeah, I mean, not for nothing. Who saw that coming? I mean, Matt Murdock could tell you, fucking like, you're gonna get some beautiful lovelies up in the bubble. I mean, it ain't gonna happen.
All right, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
Don't do that. Does he have coronavirus now?
I don't know. It just happened, so.
I mean, come on. You can't get that many. You can only play fucking Xbox, whatever the fuck, for too long. And you got to get some companionship. Right? I'm not a Seahawk, Johnny.
But you're also not getting paid millions of dollars.
That's true. Not only for this podcast, but for my regular job.
Yes.
Either one of those things. But no, it just it's like that when you're smuggling something in some place and you're trying to be like undercover, and then you give yourself away.
Right.
It's me the fuck off. I'm sorry. It just was like.
I mean, do you think it didn't fit, or just what about it didn't you like?
No, I mean the tension was there. It was like, but the minute that happened, you're like, fuck, what the? She went off script. It wasn't part of the plan.
Right. But she also was afraid, like I get it.
But no, but she didn't have to, because she broke. It's kind of like, let's say you were smuggling alcohol into a dorm that was dry, right? And then the what do you call it? The game warden. What do you call the areas? Remember when we used to sneak into colleges? What do you call the RA? Remember the RA all day?
The resident,
Yeah. And it's like, do you guys have any alcohol in here? And someone's like, nope, there's no alcohol in that box over there, I assure you. And they open up, that's where the fucking alcohol is. Like, you gave yourself away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
Anybody?
I just said I fucking hear you.
I didn't believe you. I believed you, but I didn't believe Montezero. Because he's looking at me.
I haven't said anything yet.
I still don't believe you.
Yes, I believe you. If it means that we can continue with our review, then yes, I'll believe you.
Our discussion. It bothered me that she fucking put herself in that predicament.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry you're bothered.
Well,
is that okay? Does it make it better?
I'm hurt. I'm hurt, Johnny.
You want a tissue?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me 4 of them. No, I mean, well, fine. It just. I wish she was smarter.
Raven Shadow.
She thought she was.
Hold on. Raven Shadow. You understand we're living in America right now, and we cannot get rid of fucking coronavirus because people think wearing a mask is going to fucking control them, and take away their freedoms. All right?
I wish we were smarter.
So there you fucking go.
Fair.
Okay?
You're right.
You expect too much of people.
I don't really, but I what I do expect.
You do have low expectations.
I do, yeah. Just don't hurt anybody. Don't give yourself away to the fucking police or some shit. But you're right. You're right. I like Denny. I think she had passion with a plucky spirit. Okay.
Jesus Christ!
What do you think of that?
I'm gonna blow my brains out.
All right, so I think there was so there's one. We get a little bit more information about Maya's background. That's all I'll say. There's one scene where she meets a character, and we get kind of like an info dump. For me, that kind of threw me off a little bit. Now, I'm not going to say I hated it because I actually thought I thought that what they did with it was good, but it was a little jarring because all of a sudden we get this big info dump of like, oh, here's a bunch of information, and they show some flashbacks, but I feel like it could have been told a little bit more effectively in a different way. Having said that,
I liked it.
Well, okay. Having said that, though, that really is a Charles Durning point, if you will, Raven Shadow, because from that point, is Ares taking a leak?
What is that?
It's
rolling marbles. What the hell is that?
It's all again.
I don't know what that was.
Ares is like pissing into the abyss. And the abyss pisses back.
Oh my god, that was fucking weird. It did sound like a marble running down a fucking ladder or something.
One of those like
museum
science things where it rolls. And like.
So, sorry, I was talking about the info dump. But from that point on, things like business picked up. So I can appreciate what they did to move the narrative along. But at the time, it seemed jarring. It was like almost like, whoa. Now we're learning so much all of a sudden. But it was this sort of turning point where things changed and business picked up. So while at the time I thought it was jarring, I felt that it ratcheted things up properly. So it was initially jarring, and then I was like, okay, I get what they're doing here. So I was okay with it. So I'm kind of on board with you, MZ, but it was at first like, what the fuck, you know?
Well, it was an info dump. It was a flashback, but it was also done in a I guess, for lack of a better term, a hallucinogenic state. You know, it wasn't just dumped on us as the viewer to know what's going on.
Yeah.
It was dumped on
her too.
On her.
Yeah.
Till she finally realized what's going on. So we're knowing the same thing at the same time as she is. So I can you know, even if you're not fully on board with how it was presented, because personally I was, because of that hallucinogenic trade-off between her and the info dump that's laid out on us. And I think, it told a lot. And because at that point it was getting a little convoluted, I was like, I was really hoping at some point they were going to start straightening this thing out and telling us what the hell is going on in this, which is a good maybe 5 minutes long, maybe a little longer. And it tells us everything. And I thought it was very well done.
Yeah, and you do bring up a good point that it's not just an info dump for the viewer. It was almost like an overwhelming sense of dread for her because she's finding out more about her history, so you're right about that, where it definitely advances things and it really ratchets things up. And that's when I got that feeling from it afterwards. But I wasn't thinking of it from her perspective at the time, but I can imagine that is like anxiety inducing to be told all of this stuff and to deal with the ramifications of what is actually going on when you knew nothing prior to this, Yeah. So I do agree that I don't think they could have done this as like a slow burn where they kind of like slowly tell you what's going on. because I don't think that would have necessarily worked. I think it does work as a sudden sort of realization, and I think that once it happens, it business picks up for sure. One other thing I noticed: Indonesians really love to fucking slap, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a lot of slapping in this.
Yeah.
I wonder if Indonesians ever enter those like the world slap contests. Have you guys ever seen those?
Like I challenge you to do
it. No. They look, they will slap, but they can't slap like they're just not built. They're not built for competitive slapping contests. They're just not built for it. They're not big enough. I mean, you got to be like a Russian guy, you know,
like Zangief.
Well, you don't have to. I've actually. Well, I mean, it definitely helps, but I've seen some smaller dudes.
You know,
I've seen some smaller dudes in those things, but typically it's the big guys that win. Aries, have you ever done a competitive slap contest?
Not officially.
Around last call. Hey,
yeah, last call. Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know, guys named Gunter with thumbs this big around. You know.
MZ would know.
I love Gunter.
Gunter. All right, so there's not a whole lot more we can talk about without giving too much away. Is there anything else you guys wanted to bring up before we head to a verdict on this one? Nah?
No.
All right, let's head to the verdict.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right. It is verdict time. We're going to let you know whether Impetigore was a trick or treat and final thoughts we may have. Raven Channel, let's start with you.
Yo, I think if I didn't have an amazing girlfriend and there wasn't a pandemic, I might have to check out fucking Indonesia.
You might have to. Yeah, you're going to go there?
I'm not going there now. No, maybe like before. It seems interesting. A lot of adventures could happen.
You can't drive there, right?
I'm not sure where Indonesia is. I'm not sure where.
It's next to Ohio.
You could get rid of one of those problems immediately. You know.
I don't know what.
Just saying. Just throwing that idea out there.
I don't know what you're trying to say, but I don't think
do with it what you will.
I'm not going to.
You could see. You could see.
With you for your road trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could see El Goro in Ohio and then stop in Indonesia right after.
I was thinking, yeah, like El Goro, I can show you a place. I'm in Indonesia on the way back home. And maybe.
Wait, we need Indonesian flashbacks sometime soon.
Oh man, do they have ticks in Indonesia? Because I'm concerned about those fucking folks.
You do owe Australia a flashback too, by the way. It's been like 3 years since you've done flashbacks, probably.
I haven't done an Australian flashback.
No,
really.
I can't remember who it was now. I apologize. I don't remember if it was Dane or if it was Tim, but one of them had mentioned that you had never. I think it was Dane. I think you mentioned you never did Australian flashbacks.
We're gonna bring it back. I like Melbourne. Because I know how to pronounce it correctly. Melbourne. Big ups Indonesia, big ups Melbourne. Yeah, fuck. Don't go. You know what? Let the past be.
Wait, go to Indonesia or don't go? What?
Don't.
I'm confused.
Can't go. No, like I would teleport to Indonesia. I don't know if I want to do the flight. That'd be a long time. I'm not sure where Indonesia
longer
is.
Longer than this verdict.
You know you're reviewing a movie, right?
I'm discussing a film.
Stop talking about Indonesia. Just talk about the movie.
This made in Indonesia.
Talk about the movie.
No, for real. Thank you. I think we're all trying to say is that I was ratcheted. The tension was from the jump, dude. I like the characters. I was harping a little bit on the decision of one character, but that's fucking movies, man. That's how shit happens. But I did really enjoy this, and I was along for the ride, and I was really surprised. So, if you got Shudder, I think it's a Shudder original, I believe.
A Shudder
Am I right?
exclusive. I mean, it's not like made for them, but they purchased the rights to it. So,
Well, fair. I mean, if you're in Indonesia, you're probably the only way you can see this picture, right?
Maybe.
But no, I liked it. It was good, and I was riveted. So yeah, definitely a treat, man.
All right, let's go to Monster Zero.
A little bit of tweaking. This could have been another Wicker Man. I think when I watched this, I'm like, God damn, this feels like it's going by the Wicker Man template, nearly step by step. But homages are good too, and this is a good one. This is a good movie. There's a lot of bleeding. There's a lot of throat cutting. There's a lot of dead children, and I love all three. The CGI gore is questionable. Is questionable at best. At best, I'm not. The CGI gore is very, very noticeable here, and it's very bad. Was not the biggest fan, but it does tell a very good story, a very intricate story. I think the performances are good. I'll have to listen again to the soundtrack, to the score, just to see if I can catch that goblin vibe that you were talking about, Wolfie. But it's very well done. I think the lighting is not only its best feature, but I think it's very it's super important in a film like this. It just brings along a lot more dread. I mean, there's plenty of daytime shots too, but the nighttime shots, like we were talking about earlier, the director excels in shooting in the dark, and that's where his strongest strengths come out. Very well done. Very little to complain about this movie. For a movie that's almost an hour and 15 minutes, it's pretty fast. I did enjoy this. This is very well done, and this is an exceptional treat.
All right, let's hear from Aries.
I thought they did an outstanding job in the opening of this movie, building up tension. The whole toll booth scene done very well, shot very well. I'm going to disagree with MZ with the whole stalking with the machete. I thought that was exceptional. Beyond the fact that it was exaggerated to hold the machete to the side, I thought that the march was done very well. This movie was shot beautifully. Lighting was outstanding, perfect in all aspects. Some of the tension was done very well. Some of the subtle things that happened almost in the background, but your eye just caught them just right. It was done very well. I thought they were foreshadowing some things and they didn't happen, and I was disappointed with that. A couple of different things. This movie dove into a rabbit hole. It just kept on digging and I don't think it knew how to get out of it. So it had that whole dump at the end to explain it all. I hated that. I don't think that was done very well. I feel that that was a bailout. They just didn't know how else to do it. They dug themselves into a hole and they needed a ladder to get out, and that was their get out of jail free card. And I hated that. There was, I mean, part of my problem with foreign movies, I feel I can't judge acting in a foreign movie. I don't know. All these actors could be overacting. I don't know because I don't understand the language. So I can't speak much on the acting aspect of it and the organic flow of the acting, as MZ was speaking earlier. I can't pick up on that in foreign movies. But because of this, I was lost throughout most of this movie until the bailout. I'm gonna have to say this movie is a trick for me. Even though it was shot beautifully, the whole story it was lost on me. So this movie is a trick.
All right, and for me, I really dug this film, and kind of to echo what some of the other guys are saying, especially MZ, this film is dripping with dread. Like, I think that is a good way to put it. Jocko Anwar is just a master of subtlety, I think, and letting scenes breathe and kind of showing with just like some of the stuff that you may not notice. And I know like a lot of directors can do this well. He's certainly not the only one, but especially that bus scene I thought was super effective. And as they were showing the figures in the trees, I won't say too much more than that, but the figures in the trees, which is kind of foreshadowing, and you could blink and potentially not blink and miss it, but it happens a few times. But it's one of those things where maybe you don't quite understand what that means. There's that, and there were some really outstanding shots in this, and just like MZ said, the way he shoots darkness is almost unparalleled. Like, I mean, I'm not saying Jocko Anwar is the only director that can do it this well, but it's done so infrequently well that this really stands out to me. And I think that I think he uses a lot of sort of. It's not a wholly original film. It's not something that's like breaking tons of new ground in terms of the narrative and the plot, but I think there's enough there that is familiar, and he also follows up on some tropes that you've seen from other films to also use that sort of like cinematic shorthand, and I think it works to really great effect. And I do love the wayang, I guess, which is the puppetry, the shadow puppets. I thought were really added a nice effect to it. And there's one scene where that takes place at one of the shadow puppet shows that was, I thought, outstanding. And I'm pretty sure you guys know which one I'm referring to, I hope. So I thought that was there were some really standout scenes in this, and I gotta say, I think Jocko Anwar is definitely up on my list of directors that I really am looking forward to seeing films from. Because Satan's Slaves I dug, and this one I really dug as well. I think it's not a perfect film. I think there are some missteps, some slight missteps. Nothing to take away from the enjoyment of it, but I think it really sort of brings a lot of like dread, and it plays with a lot of ideas about like this sort of big city attitude that Maya and Denny have, and going to this sort of out of the way village where there's superstitions and tradition that is there. And also I think it definitely plays up some of these sort of like and I don't know if this is a cultural thing, but sort of the role of women in Indonesian society. I think that there is definitely some stuff in there that, that is definitely referencing kind of like a fear or mistrust of women. So, and also we got some curses as well. Like, there's a lot of interesting elements to this, and I think that this could easily be this weird sort of disjointed concoction, but I think it all works exceptionally well. And like I said, there may be some slight missteps, but overall, this is a really well-made film and well shot. Like, this is maybe one of the better shot films that we've talked about this year. So if you guys have Shudder, there's no excuse not to check out Impetigore. Even Aries, who's not a big fan of subtitles, even he got some enjoyment out of it. He ultimately called it a trick, but he got some enjoyment out of it. And I just think this film is dripping with dread and atmosphere. And I just think it's a just kind of a cool little gear shifter that you may not expect from like the normal streaming fare. So give it a look. Check out the film and tell us what you think. If you watch Impetigore, I'd definitely be curious to see what you think. So that is going to do it for our discussion of Impetigore. What were we going to do next week? I think I have it picked out. Let me just double check. Let me just make sure that, because I made this list. A lot of times when I make my list months in advance, I sometimes set myself up and then things get bumped or whatever. So let me just make sure that this movie didn't get bumped. And if it didn't, we're going to be doing this. Okay, it is available. So, Raven Chow, I think you're going to like this one. We're going to be doing a film called Uncle Peckerhead.
Okay.
You sold?
Not yet.
Okay. When a punk band scores their first tour, life on the road proves tough when they hire a man-eating demon as a roadie.
Fucking sold, sir. Yeah, SPGB. I'm pretty
SPGB.
Oh yeah, I'm willing to bet it's a punk band.
I knew you'd be on board once I said that, Aries. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about Uncle Peckerhead.
Is he the bassist?
No, Uncle Peckerhead's the roadie, I think.
Yeah, sold. Yeah.
I thought that was the band.
Yeah. Okay, dog. We are Uncle Peckerhead. We're gonna poke you.
So we're.
Isn't there an Uncle Pecker?
A
singer named Uncle Pecker.
Uncle Crack.
Uncle Cracker. Okay, never mind.
So
never mind. Don't mind.
Next week we will be doing Uncle Peckerhead. It is available right now on VOD. I even saw just now, just clicking on it, that it looks like it's they've reduced the price. So if you want to rent it, it's just $3.99 right now on Amazon. So if you're interested in checking out Uncle Peckerhead, it is $4 to rent, $11 to buy if you want to buy it, if you like it. So it is on at least on Amazon. I'm sure it's on iTunes and all the other places as well. So check it out. If you want to play along at home and watch with us, check out Uncle Peckerhead, and we'll be talking about it next week. Feel free to leave us your voice message or your thoughts. Podcast at trickortreatradio.com. All right. So last week,
can I call Raven Shadow out on something?
Please do.
Oh yeah, because MZ missed the show last week. He didn't know what movie we were doing, and he asked in our chat what movie are we doing, and Raven Shadow just responded with, "I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's on Shudder." You don't need to know how to pronounce it to type the name.
That is true.
I didn't know how to spell it either, Aries.
Well, then say you don't know how to spell it. Don't say you don't know how to pronounce it when you're typing.
Well, at least I can do like phonetically. I could do like
Raven Shadow. Do you know that your phone has a way to do voice to text? You could have just said it if you remembered it, but you didn't remember the name of the movie.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't fuck around with that. It's fucking a lot of buttons.
Fuck around with that.
I ain't got that kind of fucking time.
You don't get time to talk.
Yeah, it would actually be quicker.
And I thought that too, Aries. Don't fucking. I thought about that, but like, you know what? Had you been here, but no, I don't know your problems. But I didn't know it was like, I don't know. It was like some weird, crazy moon language in Impetigore. In fucking, what does that mean? I don't know.
Oh,
you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
They Live. That's a fucking movie. I can pronounce that. Thank you, Aries.
Oh yeah, no, I'm here for you.
The opposite, it seems like.
Okay, I'm here for me.
All right. So yes, Uncle Peckerhead next week. All right. So as it's funny, I expected this last week because typically after a milestone show, we typically have the week after is like a down week in terms of feedback. But last week we actually had a lot. So this week is the down week because we don't have any. So let me just double check actually because sometimes people send it earlier in the week. Yeah, no, we don't have any feedback this week, which is fine because we did run long in our first segment. And also I didn't really promote this episode because I was in a fight with YouTube about our ability to use our channel. So I didn't get a chance to do this as early as I wanted to. But that's okay because now we're going to give away something, MZ.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
So I got everything ready. I just gotta get a screen ready because I'm gonna do the random number generator thing as we tend to do. So let me get a MZ. Why don't you talk about the film for a sec? And just tell folks about it, and then I'm gonna get everything set up to do the drawing.
Okay. Well, the best way to talk about it is for me to just read the back. So I'll do that. Okay. It says 3 men meet in a secluded barn in the country to fulfill a contract each one signed 15 years ago to enrich their lives. Their task is simple: entertain their host with a good tale. Fail, and he takes their soul. Morbid Tales is the anthology that features the first 3 short films ever made by Morbid Vision Films: Sacrificial Birth in 1990, The Shifters in 1991, and Final Scream also in 1990. Also included is a brand new wraparound story which contains new special effects and an outrageous finale. And and it's put out by Black Lava Entertainment, a company out in Germany. And even though this is a German disc, it will play on your DVD player. Guaranteed. It's all region. And it also has special features, making of Morbid Tales, bloopers, and an audio commentary, in which I am in all 3. So not only do you get to see me act, but you also see me do things behind the scenes as well as an audio commentary. Plus, whoever does win this also gets to win a pair of my worn underwear.
What the fuck? Nobody wants this.
Is that what you're wiping your mouth with right now, your underwear?
Oh. Disgusting.
So, hey. Well, actually, it's the underwear. It's the DVD. That's the bonus prize.
We got the underchoker and the underwearer. All right, so I do have. Let me go ahead and push this live. So I have the giveaway, and right now, if people can see the live video, they'll see. I didn't do anything special. I just have everyone's name. So I went in alphabetical order. No other specific kind of order. And people are listed twice on some occasions because those are Patreon supporters. So, for instance, Carlitos is a Patreon supporter. He is listed twice, so he gets 2 entries. EF Contentment, also Patreon supporter, 2 entries. Evil Corny, Patreon supporter, 2 entries. FTM, First Time Mike, Patreon supporter, 2 entries. Marion, 2 entries, Patreon supporter. And Tim Chuma, Patreon supporter. If Tim Chuma wins, it's going to be expensive, MZ.
Yeah.
We'll let Raven Shadow mail it.
Oh, my God, no.
I'll kick in.
All right, so by the way, the number 14 is up there. That was just up there when I created the random number generator. So I haven't clicked generate yet. So that is not the winner. It just randomly picked that number as I set it up. So I couldn't get it back to 0. So, all right, so this is to give away Morbid Tales, and it's a signed copy signed by Brian Paulin. If you want MZ to sign it, let us know, and he will sign it for you in addition.
Yeah.
He's got to fucking sign it.
So this MZ is just doing this out of the kindness of his heart. He got a copy of the film, and he is going to send it to you if you win. So this is for our 8-year anniversary. Everybody who sent in a voice message, we appreciate the time and effort that you guys took. It means a lot to us, and we wanted to do something, and MZ thought that this would be a great idea, and I agree. I think it's a great idea for MZ to give away Morbid Tales.
Yeah, and I will mail it out this Saturday, so you get it as quickly as possible.
Raven Shadow, do you taking notes? Although if Trump,
guess he's not.
Although if Trump has his way, it might not get there for a while.
Yeah, might as well stay in Raven Shadow's hands.
All right. So I apologize. I don't have the drum roll set up. So actually, maybe I can get it set up. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it quick. If I can't, we're gonna have to go without the drum roll. Let me see. I haven't used them in so long. I forget where these sound effects are. Are you doing them? Let me see. I think I can get them quick here. Music, sound effects. Okay, where's the drum roll? Okay, I got it. You guys ready for the drum roll?
Ready.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and do this and give away. Working again. Let me just verify that. If YouTube's working, then that's the one that's on the website, so we'd be good if it is. I can't tell. It says it's live, but yeah, I don't really know. Fuck.
Or in a few minutes, check out when the audio drops on iTunes or wherever the fuck. Go if you subscribe.
All right, I think it is. Hold on, let me turn the volume up real quick and see if this is new.
It was great. It was like we're not giving away beaches, like we're giving away a DVD. It's great.
It says it's live. Okay, yeah. So.
Oh yeah,
that was a great quote there, Raven Chow. Nice going. All right, so we'll give people like another 30 seconds or so, but people can pop in, hopefully onto the feed, onto the trickortreatradio.com site. Let people know Raven Shadow. All right, so
yeah.
I have it all set up here again. I'm gonna fucking tempt fate.
All right.
Oh wait, hold on.
Oh, don't do the drum roll.
There we go.
Yeah. Maybe you should hold that off.
I'm gonna do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, it worked.
All for that.
Oh. I don't know if you guys saw it hit generate, and it generated.
Oh shit.
Does that count?
Yep. That's what I was trying to do. It just it looked weird because it went from 3 to 2, which is Carlitos either way. So
Carlitos wins.
Carlitos. And you know what's funny?
Okay.
You know what's funny? MZ, you know what's funny? He actually bought Fetus recently.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did.
He really done it.
Nice. Well, now he's got another movie to add to his collection.
So the big winner is Carlitos. He wins the the signed copy of Morbid Tales. So there you go.
And my underwear. Nice.
Nope. Definitely don't send those. So we appreciate everyone who sent in some voice messages for that. That was obviously fun night for all. It was our longest show ever. No thanks to you guys. No, because you guys sent in voice messages and we had a lot of great things, and we appreciate that. And we wanted to do something in return, and MZ was kind enough to offer up his copy of Morbid Tales. So there you go. Carlitos is our winner. Carlitos will be in touch with you. You be in touch with us. Whatever. Our people call your people. Your people call our people.
We have people.
Yes. Yes. Get me his address ASAP.
ASAP. What does that mean?
As soon as possible.
All right.
It's too late and I'm too tired to get smart. All right, so just do it, will you?
All right. So I apologize that dragged on way too fucking long, but that's it's fucking. It's rock and roll, right? Because my computer fucking froze, and then I had a fucking Windows update that I've been dreading for like the last 3 weeks. I didn't want to do.
I don't know if you can consider that rock and roll. Computer freezing and Windows update. I don't know.
Is it punk rock, or are we Uncle Peckerheads?
We are Pecker.
Oh man! All right, so yeah, that's it. That's fucking it. The show is over. We're done. So let's go around the room and say our goodbyes, starting with MZ.
Arrivederci, douchebags.
Aries.
Goodbye.
And Raven Shadow.
Fast, love hard, survive with your fucking mask on.
That's right. So that is going to do it on episode 420. Big thank you to our boy Rocky for coming and hanging out with us for a little bit there. Everyone should go check out his Saturday evening streams. Go check out No Man on Facebook, KNOWMAN, and he does a stream every Saturday night. So check him out. And also Rocky's on the Force Insensitive podcast with myself, Mars, and Alberto. Also check that out if you dig hearing Rocky. And that is going to do it next week. Episode 421, we'll be talking about Uncle Peckerhead. So it should be interesting if you guys want to check it out. And let us know what you think of the movie. All right, we appreciate all you guys who hung out with the live show and put up with our bullshit, and I'm playing the wrong music. Here's the right music. Put up with our bullshit and put up with the tech difficulties. Oh, I fucked up MZ's intro, too. This is a banner day for me. See ya.